Hello, and welcome again to English 1A, Barstow Community College out of Fort Irwin. My name is Mr. Parker. We have been exploring the various modes of composition and seeing how they can be purposed to present both an expository or an argumentative text. We have also noticed that there is some argument even within expository text, although not argument in the traditional way we perceive arguments to be. Expository texts aren't necessarily purposed to persuade, but they might have some qualitative components in them. For example, say we have a comparison of, say, two parts for a machine, right, that we are considering purchasing, and we are reporting on the pros and cons of each. Well, we're at some point going to be recommending, saying one might be better than the other, right? So we might have a very descriptive report that ultimately concludes with an actual argument. The purpose is to make a decision on buying one part or the other. It's just an example. So exposition is not always perceived as argument, but it is. And so for now, though, we're going to move into just creating an expository paper. Okay, so what is an expository paper? Let's remember our classifications. If you go into your Writing for Success, your textbook, the electronic textbook, I cannot share a screen with you on this particular video because I don't have the technology for screen sharing. But if you go to that textbook, Writing for Success, you should see 6 different choices above you. Right? Instructor manual, introduction to writing, the writing process, rhetorical modes of writing, composing a research project, and grammar. Okay? Go to rhetorical modes of writing, the 4th one. And you'll see that there are a few modes of communication, right? A few modes of composition already highlighted in our textbook, right? There's whole sections about them. So we have narration, description, classification, process essay, definition, comparison and contrast, and cause and effect, as well as persuasion. Now that last one, persuasion, don't even bother looking at it now, okay? That is argument. We know a little bit about persuasion from our in-class work. But for now, we want to create an expository text, right? So the first step is to choose which type are you going to pursue, right? Will it be a narrative, a description, classification, process essay, definition, comparison and contrast, or cause and effect essay? Please limit yourself to that exact set. That will make it simple for all of us, but also give you a choice, right, as to one or the other. Plus, they're all in the book, okay? So today, when I see you in class, we are going to talk about those very modes of composition, right? So narration, as we've talked about, is something that we've been doing ever since we were children. All people narrate. Narrative we even find in academic papers, say research projects. We typically find a narrative, say, in the methods section of a research paper. They're describing what they did, what steps they did. And you know what? They're not only narrating what they did in sequence, but they're telling us the steps. In other words, they're kind of describing a process too. So that's why the process essay is also an important one. You will find processes in all sorts of academic papers, as well as your instructions for everyday life and work. Okay. Description. Classification. And definition. I'm writing these down so that I can bring this to class, and our technology in class isn't all that great, so I might need the old school index card to remind me. But our plan is basically to create this exposition essay. We're going to spend pretty much all next week on that. And then we're going to roll that right into developing an argumentative essay, which may or may not be derived from the exposition essay that we create over the following week. That will lead to a final week where we'll have an exam. We're going to try to go over some of these concepts. So we'll be able to do final exam review both in class and online. For now, the basic plan, exposition essay, argument essay, then get into our finals week. So, comparison and contrast. All of these modes of communication, I'm satisfied that you get them, you understand them, and that's from your in-class participation. So, cause and effect. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, we got 7 of them here, right? 7. These are all the exposition types that at least will be focused on in the book. There are other exposition types, but these are the ones we're going to focus on for now. Okay? So, if we're going to go into one of these, right, say you go into narration, you will find explanations, exercises, and other things, right? Each one has exercises, writing exercises that you could use to practice, right? And I would encourage you to kind of just explore this for a while, and then sometime soon, right? Maybe by the end of this week, after you've had time to explore this, then maybe decide on the type of exposition essay that you want to produce next week, okay? So, that I think will keep you busy, right? Now, for the discussion for Module 3, I'm going to ask you to share the type of essay that you're going to try to produce. Maybe share your thesis statement if you've already generated. Just show a little bit of your brainstorming and development, what you're going to try to do. Right? Share it. Are you going to do a process essay, classification, and so forth? Tell us what your thesis is. Maybe those supports, right? So generate a thesis statement, and try to respond to other classmates. We'll try to get a discussion going here. So we're going to keep this lecture at about 10 minutes. We're at about 8 minutes now, because it's mainly to let you know we have a plan, we're moving forward, we're going to be generating a couple papers, getting through a final exam in the next few weeks, and then we'll be moving on to critical thinking together. So I hope that this helps answer some of your questions and confusions at this point in the middle of class. Hope to see you today. Bye-bye.